Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk to you about Bleak Faith Forsaken, a game that I'm so excited about. To me, at least, this is one of the most exciting games I've seen in development for years, and I'll tell you why as we progress through the video. I usually try not to get excited about games ahead of release due to the risk of disappointment, but I'm really struggling this time. In this preview video, I'll tell you everything I know about the development team and the game so far, including the platforms for release, the release date window, gameplay mechanics, ecosystem, and of course the combat. I'm also going to run through some of the commonly asked questions that the devs have received about the game so far. If you enjoy the video or find it useful, please consider leaving me a like or comment before you go. It makes more of a difference than you realise. Before we start, I want to say that I'm not being sponsored to make this video. I don't want anyone to misunderstand my enthusiasm for the game as having been paid to say nice things. My enthusiasm is partly based on the developers themselves, and I'll tell you a bit about that later on. Okay, here we go. Bleak Faith Forsaken is a hardcore third-person metroidvania RPG, as described to me by one of the devs. It's a third-person open-world survival horror action RPG set in a universe you've never experienced before. Yes, it is a Souls-like in one sense, but Souls games are not even close to being the only inspiration for this game. You will play as one of the Forsaken, the last frontier of humanity against the growing horrors of the Omnistructure. As you find yourself stranded in a faraway outpost, you must adapt in order to survive. The world won't wait for you though. You must venture into the unknown. Your faith will decide your fate. The footage you're seeing here is the development footage that the team has released. It looks amazing to me, and it's still not in its final form. The release window at the moment is set for sometime in Q2 2021. Initially, the game will release on PC to begin with, and consoles are hoped for at a later date. Now, the console release is something the team are really keen to deliver, but before we delve into more on that, the gameplay and more on the game details, let me tell you a little bit about what I know of the developers and the game background, as this will give you a framework for everything else I'm going to say about the game. So first off, the development studio, called Archangel Studios, is made up of 2 developers. Yep, you heard me right, 2. This isn't a small development team, this is 2 guys with a dream and a vision. You know that saying, someone out there is working harder than you? Well, I found out who they are. Anyway, the game started development in January 2019 after a successful Kickstarter which raised around $31,000 as stated on their Kickstarter page. For a game to be developed, honestly, that is a drop in the ocean. I've seen figures for game development which reach into tens and even hundreds of millions of dollars for the game to be created, so bear that in mind while you're watching the gameplay footage here. I've been lurking in the Bleak Faith Discord for some time now, and I've been meaning to make this video for a while. One thing I love is that the devs actually made time to speak with me, considering the channel has around 5,700 subscribers as I'm making this video. I'm a tiny fish, and finding a developer or publisher who's willing to take time out of their day for a channel with less than 10,000 or in some cases up to 100,000 subscribers isn't a common occurrence. So that is the basis for some of my enthusiasm. The guys are open and honest about their dream, their goals, and their limitations both in time and in finances. They take community feedback very seriously and have involved their community every step of the way. Part of the reason the game has taken so long to develop has been the constant wave of improvements to the quality of the gameplay and the mechanics based on community feedback for their prototype. The other reason for my enthusiasm is the gameplay and the world. Let's talk about that some more. The setting for the world is about bearing the burden of surviving in one of the last remaining outposts of the Forsaken, a legion of hunters condemned to protect the last vestige of humanity. The nature of your purpose is shrouded in mystery, and as you delve deeper into the halls of the Omnistructure, you will come to find the true meaning of alienation, isolation, and dread. A cross between cyberpunk and dark fantasy, Bleak Faith will offer a story and experience that will be a breath of fresh air for gamers looking for something new. The world is full of lore and every aspect of it is crafted with passion and dedication to art. As a baseline, there is an estimated 30 plus hours of content and a deep class and customization system, and a procedural AI system that ensures that no playthrough is ever the same. The game itself has been built around the story and lore, and the art style and design has been applied as the best way to reflect that lore. The core features of the game and the architecture of the world, called the Omnistructure, is a huge aspect of the game. Meticulously designed, the world of Bleak Faith is labyrinthine, tapping into an innate curious instinct we all have when faced with many branching choices. The focus is on creating a strong sense of curiosity about the path not taken, by offering unique and compelling content in every area of the world. Having said that, the world employs both vast open areas and more linear openness in metroidvania fashion. The aim is to evoke that same feeling of wonder and excitement that you felt the first time you played a game, or the first time you experienced 3D graphics, or the first time you experienced something that felt formative and not habitual. In this world there are few havens for the Forsaken, and these are generally outposts which serve as bases to recover from journeys and prepare for more. However, nowhere is truly safe. The combat is designed to be tough and challenging. Despite being a small team, they simply couldn't accept a simple, mundane combat system. They're making it fleshed out and very robust. The combat is designed to be fast, responsive and unforgiving. You will earn and feel every victory, and nothing comes easy. You can approach the combat in your own way. You can choose stealth over face-to-face combat. You can choose ranged over melee. You can choose technomancy over more traditional combat styles. The system allows you to express yourself through combat or through avoiding it, and that's further supported through their class system. Factions and NPC inhabitants of the Onos structure will compete amongst themselves to grow and expand, change and adapt. The food chain in the ecosystem will, as a result, mould to every playthrough. For example, an apex predator from your last playthrough might have already died out in your next playthrough, and you may never fight it again. It's a constant race against time, as enemies will try to outgrow and outsmart not only you but other competition. Hunt, scavenge and grow to stay on top of the food chain. You will never experience an area in the same way, as the procedural nature of the ecosystem will ensure that you can never let your guard down. Having said that, there are still linear areas of the game, especially those that cover the main plot points. This is to ensure that a direction and purpose is there for the player. The ecosystem is designed to make every moment of gameplay interesting and engaging, even on multiple playthroughs. I feel that this style of gameplay could create a fantastic community, sharing experience and swapping stories. One of the core structures of the game is not only combat but the survival out in the world, to stay alive despite the Onos structure's ever-growing threat. Craft, scavenge, hunt and find ways to excel. Pick a class, upgrade stats, augment your character, create equipment and stay healthy. Resist the puppet plague and the many afflictions present in the world, which can change the outcome of your journey entirely. Use stealth and your environment to your advantage. Fighting is not always the best course of action, and when it is, preparing the field to shift the odds in your favour is a necessary tactic. Honestly guys, looking at this gameplay, which again I'll mention the devs are still not satisfied with and are continuing to work upon, I'm genuinely really excited for this game. The devs have already stated that once the game is launched, the development work will not stop. They have more they want to add to the game as time goes on, and are dedicated to this dream of theirs. Now, I'll run through a few of the most frequently asked questions about the game and answers I've seen. Yes, character customization, class system and builds, clothing and armor sets and the ability to save loadouts will be included in the game. Inventory management will be an important factor in the game. Preparing for your environment and taking with you the necessary items to survive the various world challenges will be key. You can go anywhere in the game at any time, but the enemies in the different areas will not be the only challenge. You will also need to survive what the world environment has to throw at you to. Yes, you will be able to kill NPCs if you choose to. From what I've read, it seems as though you can pick a fight with almost anyone, but there will of course be consequences for your choices. No, there will not be PvP or multiplayer at launch, but this is one of their goals for the future. For PvP, they want to be able to release an arena-style environment with both a casual and a hardcore mode, as I understand it, but that would be after launch if they manage to achieve it. Obviously that all depends on if the game does well and the unfortunate realities of time and finances. The same goes for multiplayer. For a team of 2, implementing a successful multiplayer system is a massive undertaking and could set the game launch back by a long time if they started to go down that rabbit hole. I'm genuinely very excited for this game and I hope you are too. I've put some links in the description for their Discord channel if you want to join. I've also posted a link to the Kickstarter page if you'd like to take a look for yourselves. Leave me a like and comment if you don't mind, sub if you're new, and I'll wrap it up there. Thank you for joining me, take care, stay safe, bye bye now.